Now with Back to the Rhymes. It's like, wow, he's back to the rhymes. I'm in the booth straight dropping dimes. Clark Kent daily plant the Metropolis Times. I write these raps while I'm under the gun. I see you back to get you some. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. Pure, raw, uncut rap. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because back to the rhymes. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because it is back to the rhymes. Okay, so let's see here. Settle in a little bit. I'm down in the dungeon. Like that, y'all. All right. How are we doing on this? I think this helps, I hope. Cut down some. I survive it, but this helps a little. Okay, so we got School Us album sales. And thought we had a really new thing for my phone. Okay. Trying to silence the phone. Okay, this is what I'm referring to. So my man Gabriel, sorry, John, you tried, but I'm thinking might be a lot of bluster coming from him. It seemed like a heavy lift at $10. It was a heavy lift. He's gonna keep talking to me about it. So I haven't seen him. I talked to him once. He's like, how much is it again? Yeah, $10, man. Okay. Anyway, so he's got to figure out how he can make that happen. It's Mike. He's in Boston, so when he comes back, could very well be a go. Nothing else to report on the album sales there. My Reformation music video. At 96 views. I've shared it 77 plus times. I think it's a couple more. I have to sit down. I wish I could have done it this weekend to see where I'm at with it. I just don't know. So I got 23 more shares. Let's see. I will come back to my overall plan. So we'll just say 23 or less more people to share that with. Including today, my plan is to share it with Chong On, one of the filmers, one of the videographers for the video in Seattle Parks Department. They wanted a video since we're using the park. So I've been kind of dragging my feet on that. So I'm going to do it today. I'm going to email it to them. So like I said, I'm tracking probably to get about 120 or so, 125 views when I've shared it 100 times, I would say. So that's pretty consistent. I must say, will be glorified. I did speak to my cousin at my uncle's. Of course, that's his father's funeral. Celebration of life, as it seems to be the new term these days, which it certainly is. It was a great service. And it turns out my uncle was I don't know all the names for all the ranges, but he had a baritone voice or something. And he did square dancing, caller. And I guess to do that, you got to sing. And I just didn't know I should have been at the square dance. I should have. Towards the end, I got to hear him listening to the bowl country music. So I've been getting more into that. So at least I caught that at the end of my time being with him in his midst. And man, that's cool. He's a singer. I wish I could have heard it. But anyway, so Storm, my cousin, will be back in town right after Christmas and suggested I try to come out and say what's up. Talk to my aunt, and we'll just go ahead with that for now. So we'll just say with number 3, nothing happening until after Christmas, and I will just wait. I got that invitation. And it's hard, he just lost his father, and he gave the eulogy and everything. They got 4 kids. So what I was going to refer to, and let me talk about this for a little bit. All right, so the YouTube channel. So I'd say by the day before Thanksgiving, I should have completed my sharing of this. If I don't, I'm on Thanksgiving or something going to have to do it. I just cannot get, I just, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I guess I'm taking on too many things because I'm just not catching up. I'm just not. Yeah, I've fallen off the track on this. Basically, my last time of sharing this with somebody is around Halloween. Which, by the way, if you check out Instagram, you'll hear a Halloween reference. If you go to Mike Dynamic, check it out on Instagram. So the plan is, I just talked to Leon this morning. He's all ready to go with some Rapture information. We're going to record that the 25th. I'm like, oh, wow, that's Christmas. Oh, no, that's a month before Christmas. The day after Thanksgiving, 25th. So we will stream that on the 25th. And at that moment, at that point, I should be done with this, right? See how that's coming together? I got to be done with it. And I'm going to have to clear out whatever I got to do. 2 days, 3 days, something's got to happen. I got to get that done. And that's not going to be all that easy to share this Rapture video, I would say 100 times. I'm going to do what I can. I'm thankful that church is kind of up and running again. And typically I want to, by the way, nothing to say about rules of engagement. Typically I want to discuss Bellevue Ballers with somebody before I talk about this YouTube stuff. But you know what? And I'm going to have to see one of my key strategists is Theon, because in introducing people to what I'm doing as a side hustle, I would say, because at this moment, I didn't do anything in terms of checking back with one of the higher ups in the Seattle post office about me becoming a supervisor, because I could see that's going to be a big problem for this. So, and so therefore I just kind of let it slide and say anything, because he's busy. If I don't get back to him, he might just easily forget he's doing a million things, right? He needs to hear from me in order to remind him, possibly, which is fine. Things are working out with the job. If my hope, and I am a looker, serial entrepreneur is the term I've heard recently, but I'm always looking, but I got to not do that. I got to be a janitor and be a businessman. A janitor by day, businessman by night. You get that? And if I'm messing around all this other stuff, and that's too, right? But even that, it's come second to this, or third or fourth. So I'm going to meet with her because I want to, at our church, we have multi-generational. I want to introduce what we do to people in an effective way. I don't want to be misunderstood. I don't want them thinking I'm, trying to get anyone to do something they don't want to do. That's absolutely not the case, And I will say, probably at our church, I don't see entrepreneurial. I might be misinterpreting them, but that's just not what I see. I always feel like I'm kind of a little odd there, like the guy that really wants to do something, why, I'm the only one trying to, but Theo's like me very much. So I like to, and she's very busy. She helps a lot of people. She is a doer, an idea for a song around that. And I might blend it with the song I'm doing now, but I think I won't. I might have that. It might come around to my next song. So what I'm saying is, me sharing at church, I'm just going to talk to them about the YouTube straight out and not worry about the business stuff unless like I said, I'm going to be talking. I want to deliver a clear message. I want to make sure I'm meeting people where they're at. I want to make sure people understand my heart, and I don't want to be misunderstood at all, and so it's not easy. You don't get anywhere by keeping, stuff. You can't keep it a secret, but you got to go about it in a way, maybe finesse and that kind of thing, so you're not misunderstood, so that's all. So again, when we go back to the last video I did with Leon, he's at about 52 views for the first one. If someone doesn't Leon, they're not get out, I would say. But anyway, it's going to be a challenge to be sure. But there's enough people in my sphere. If I were to even talk to a number of people at church or people I know outside of church who are Christians to share this. Anyone talk about end times or the rapture typically is what, a Christian, right? So it's going to be a challenge, but that's my next project. I thank Leon in advance for working on that and helping to make that happen. All right, next. Got the merch. Here I am thinking, oh man, I'm going to have time Saturday. I'm going to go to the mower shop. I'm going to see what's up. I'm going to do one other thing I wasn't even close to doing. I mean, how in the world did I kid myself like this? And I did sleep. I sure as heck did. I got up as late as I could. Just adjusting to this schedule. Thankfully, my wife talked me out of working overnight. I was going to work overnight. That would have been probably a disaster. I try to say no too much on these things where I tell them, hey, I need a certain amount of overtime. Well, we can't guarantee overtime. Oh, you can't guarantee overtime. And then throwing all this overtime at me. And now I got to be saying no, I'm talking about all my weekends. So I'm getting a good amount of overtime. Bills are getting paid. As a matter of fact, and I'll share this. Why not? Let's get through the whole big picture. If nothing changes, if this job continues the way it is, worst case scenario can pay off all debts in the next 3 years. I pray that's the case. Challenge we're having is the costs are going up. Some of the money we have in our account is a result of some of these stimuluses and all this business, right? If we're really to try to figure it out, and then we're paying the piper, trying to pay that back. That was a loan to everybody. Now the cost of everything is just skyrocketing, right? So there you go. So yeah, oh great. I'll just share. $850 a month goes in just paying debt. So you 3 years at that, just it goes away. But what about the costs of things going up? Rent, now we're taking our daughter to school further away. So those are little costs that peck away at it. So it's not a full on, 3 years from now getting that plus money. So, this is got, I'm working on it. And so that's what I'm saying. If I don't change anything, I can start brick by brick. Because I had to get a little overwhelmed. Like, man, I don't know. How am I going to hit my goals? How am I going to make progress in this arena to be successful? If I look at what the other people do are successful with, who was kind of in my situation. Well, I would tell them, just find out where you are naturally. Just your natural life. Just observe your natural flow of life. And let's set goals off of that. You don't have to go changing things and making big commitments and goals. Just where are you and what's a nice next step? And then you can relax and say, okay, I'll go to the next goal and the next goal and coach someone through that. Now, in my case, my coach he doesn't do it that way, which is fine. I can coach myself. I can lead myself. But that's how I coach somebody else if that's how they want to be coached. So none of these things happen fast, but they're happening. So Trump's going to thump. Might as well talk about this. Might as well talk about it, the election, because everyone talks about Trump still, of course. It's so I was checking it out. So they keep wondering if he's going to run and all that. I can assure you he's going to run. There's no way he's not going to run. Anyone who thinks he's not, you're crazy. There's just no way. I was talking to my friend Craig, and he's like, Trump, this and that. And, his candidates aren't doing, it's the rhino establishment media. It's not, the Democrats, the leftists, we know they hate Trump, but the rhinos hate him just as bad, really. And nothing's changed there. Maybe they allow him to put on a happy face for a minute to kind of act like they supported him. But in the end, if they can get rid of him, they want to get rid of him. So some people never embraced him, I'm talking about Republicans, never accepted him, never embraced him. Others put on a happy face, but the minute they can move on or get rid of him, they want to move on and get rid of him. That's fine, but that's not happening. You're not getting rid of them. But with DeSantis, whether he's great, not a great personality, the results are speaking for themselves. I mean, a blowout in the election in Florida, absolute blowout. And election day or integrity, whatever you want to, let's say, getting rid of, I guess, when they get rid of the mail-in ballots or whatever. If you get rid of mail-in ballots, what are you doing to the ballot harvesters? What's a ballot harvester supposed to do if you don't have mail-in ballots for them to go harvest? You see? And so I was checking into KRS-One. It's called The Movement. He goes like this. He says, "Where I come from, gets bust for nothing. Thugs, cops, ministers, teachers, all be hustling." So how is it that Romney gets 0 votes in Philadelphia, and then I was checking out Mike Lindell, and they are on it. They're more on it than probably anybody as far as digging into the election and the legitimacy. They're going to stay on that. I love it. 0 votes for these candidates. They get 0. Someone got 0, like they lived in the district, and it's as if they didn't even vote for themselves, them and their husband. It's just outrageous. But again, they're all hustling in the hood, man. And so I get it, So if you give them an opportunity to hustle, they're going to hustle. And they're still going to be hustling, even if you vote in person, but you're going to cut down on some of the hustling. Shouldn't be 0 votes, So what is it? So I thought what I could do, maybe, possibly, I don't know what it would look like. So after Leon's is done, surveying people 100 times, let's say, the election were held today, who would you vote for? Just throw it out. Obviously, some people might say, I don't know, we'll see who runs. But if it's Biden, if it's Trump, or if it's somebody else, I could just go that route, And there's people think Biden's not going to run. I just can't imagine he's not. I mean, that's just crazy. Oh, it's the same old stuff. Oh, he's not going to make it through the election. Oh, okay. I can guarantee this Fetterman guy. I mean, if we were to compare Fetterman to Biden, I'm pretty sure Fetterman's way worse off than Biden at this point. And he's in there. So don't think Biden's not going to run. That's crazy. Of course he's going to run. Of course he's going to be there. People think all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, seriously? Oh, Trump's not going to run. Biden's not going to. Seriously? Okay. I believe it when I see that, People won't give up like that. You work too hard to get to that point. And so for DeSantis, it's kind of like if he runs, I mean, he's on an upward trajectory, and it might never be like this because people always get enamored with the shiny new object, right? So he's still on the upswing, but an election would be another election for him for 4 years. So another way to prove a point. So there's his record, there's his election results, etc. But you go up against Trump, that's tough. But here's what I would say. I think every single Trump hater in the world, every single establishment person is going to they want someone to go against Trump, and they'd all get behind, say, DeSantis, right? Now, is DeSantis, what is he? Is he conservative? Is he, time will tell, right? One thing I got to say, too, that became very clear. So, I forgot to check the update with Arizona, but what a joke. But let me say this. Georgia, 99% of the results were in the day after the election, the morning after the election. Wow. What about last time 2 years ago? Oh, it was 85%. We got more votes to count. Kemp wasn't on the ballot. Trump was. You see on the ballot. Now we'll get the results in right away, and there you go. Okay. We got our guy. There you go. Sorry, Stacey. And then, Herschel Walker, they're saying, how come his votes aren't there's a person who's really familiar with elections, probably worldwide. He says there's never a disparity. People vote for the party. They don't vote person by person. There's never a 7-point gap between Kemp and Walker. That's totally fraudulent. You won't find that in any election. So someone's cooking the results there. And so there we go again. Now it's a runoff, and we're going to get hosed again. You just know it. Just get ready. So, They just string you along. Like, oh, maybe we can win the runoff. Really? What about last time? Okay. And so now you have against whoever, Hobbs or somebody, and they're slow walking the results, just messing around with people. Arizona, right? What? Texas was done. All the people around you are done. What's wrong with you, Arizona? You're just playing games. That's what it is, right? And so they think she'll win still. They think this Masters will win. They think the Republicans could potentially win the Senate. We'll see. I'm telling you, Georgia, I mean, you have your hopes up and you're going to lose Georgia again. So I wouldn't even think like that because maybe they could win Arizona. But the House, the Republicans looks like they won that. I don't think there's anything happening that's going to keep that from happening. So, but why it's important, because you sit here and it's like, well, I kind of don't care who the governor of a state is. I mean, how does that affect us? Because we're interested in the Senate, right? But it's critical to have a good governor so you can have a good, solid, and they couldn't even touch that guy Kemp. All his competitors, some real strange stuff happening out there. You hear about it, but I don't know what anyone could do about it. Maybe Lake could win in Arizona and you can improve the legitimacy of their elections. At minimum, the commitment would be we get them in and you're going to get your result the next, right away that night. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's always been. Now they're playing so many games. If you look at a lot of the House, I was looking at the House, like the ones that the results aren't in, a whole bunch are in California, a whole bunch, enough to make, like, if all the ones that are kind of up for grabs still were to go to the Republicans, that'd be enough to put them over. There's that much going on. So I just had to share some. I was digging into, I love stats and I want to get election, songs I made lyrics for on YouTube. I was almost going to call Luke, my man Luke, and I didn't. So that almost happened. So anyway, I'm going to stop on all the current events in the election, but man, you get kind of hardened a little bit, but it's good to know what's going on. It's good to know people care about this stuff. It's not enough to just go vote, though. It's literally not. And for me, I got to have my time. I cannot get involved in politics with my current schedule. I just flat out can't. I got to have something to buy my time back. Now, if I can make a little more money, I can go from 60 hours a week to say 50 down to 40. Okay, things can start to happen. But I can still make a bigger impact in business, I would say, than in politics. But, if I can get all my time back, we'll just see. I've got a passion. All right. I guess I can probably kind of stay like this. I don't really have to move back. All right. So now I introduced you to my new song, which is named Amateur-ish. Uh-huh. All right. Amateur-ish. Now I'm just going to roll with it. I could probably whip out a verse on it fast. I've calmed down a little bit. It comes and goes as far as my frustration, but the song writes itself, so I'll just go with that. Okay, so it goes like this. Amateur-ish. Man, this is not a good pen. Yo, ish ain't ish. Yo, dream a wish. We the ish. We elitist. New Jack Hustler, Ice-T. You say, what's that? You say, what's up? You say you want to be down, ease back. Another sucker gets beat down, So I don't know. It's kind of like trying to be down. I feel like coming at these guys, I'm getting told you ain't elite. you got to keep working on the craft to even come our way. Now God gave me some grace here to say maybe that you get they get approached by a lot of people to work with them, and they can't say yes to everybody. That's fair, or they're already committed themselves in so many ways they can't just okay. If you're just literally maxed on time, because I in a way am, but I just don't think it's smart to leave a stone unturned. But everyone's gonna have to do what they feel is right. Amateur is your ish ain't ish. Your dream or wish. We the ish. We elitist. We checking our list, and you ain't on it. So I'm delivering this rap in a way that, a lot of battle rap, bravado, if I rap like this, it's usually me talking about my competitor, whoever I'm battling, right? So this could be me being the big shot, right? But I'm flipping it, right? Now and that's going to come out here shortly. It might be sooner or later, but let's see. Probably before I end the show, I will reveal that it's not me putting down somebody else necessarily. All right, I'm going third person here. Is that how you're supposed to say it? All right. Amateur ish, your ish ain't ish, your dream or wish. We the ish, we elitist, we checking our list and you ain't on it. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I wonder if I could say, yeah, I'll just keep going. You ain't on it. You ain't a fit. You ain't even fit. You ain't a fit, and you ain't even fit. I could say that. Might as well quit. But they're not telling me that, you see. Might as well. Not quit, but keep trying. Not quite. We sighing. Seeing this Jeffrey come lately. Boo hoo, right? All right. Seeing this Jeffrey come lately. Why approach me? I can't say it. Why can't he see? And then I think I'll stop there. But you see what I'm saying for now. Till next time when I get back to the rhymes.